So I just finished putting this on yesterday, but I'm actually going on the test to see if forward controls will fit with this highway bar, because a lot of people were curious about that. Also, some people wanted it to be modified in a way that you could actually mount the controls on the actual highway bar. I mean, I think you could do that, but I think it would flex. Like, if you look at the bars right here, and this isn't to say they're weak in any way, but you're going to be putting 500 pounds on the side stand. But if you look, when I push on it like this, you can see a little bit of give in it. It does have a crossbar there, so it is quite strong. Or actually, there's no crossbar here, but even still, like, these are going to flex. And if you put two holes in here to mount the controls onto it, I'm pretty sure it would flex. And I don't think it would be the wisest way to design it. I think that it's probably better to have, you know, the forward controls mounted separately. But I'm going to try to see if the forward controls would mount up against those actual bars, which I think they will, because just looking at it, the design seems like they'll mount up no problem. So I'm going to give that a try, and we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. We've mounted up our mounting bracket for the forward controls on top of the actual highway bars. So the highway bars are actually mounted right behind the bracket that the controls are going to mount onto, so they're going to mount here. So I'm pretty sure it'll work fine. I just have to make sure that the bolts that go through this don't go any further than the back of this plate. If they go further than the back of the plate, then, you know, they're going to hit the highway bar, so that's the only thing we have to worry about. So yeah, that worked out perfectly. If you look, we got our bar mounted up there. I haven't connected everything, like the wiring and stuff. I'm not really concerned about that. I just want to see fitment. But if you look, everything works perfectly here with our highway bar, or our forward control kit, and the stump bars in place. So we just basically have that mounted up right on top of it, and then the bolt is just perfectly the right length to go to the end of this mounting plate without going into the stump bar there. So it'll probably be the same thing on the other side, but we'll try that out too. So now we got that right side of the bike lined up and mounted up. Again, like I said, we just mounted that bracket right over the highway bar bracket that mounts the bars up on here, and everything went on smooth. Just need a little shorter bolt on both sides, which of course, you know, MDU would provide if you wanted to mount these up with a highway bar. Everything works perfect. So now that's what forward controls, and there's plenty of clearance with these highway bars and these controls. So you'd be able to get forward controls with highway bars. Next thing, I'm going to take it off this jack and put it on the side stand so we can see what the flex looks like. So there we have it, guys. Completely installed. If you look, we've got total clearance of the highway bars and the controls even. They're not even touching. So you wouldn't actually need to use our spacer that we provide with the kit, because the highway bar is already kind of mounted up there. You could actually put the spacer probably between the highway bars and the frame, but I don't think it's really necessary. If you look here, there's actually a gap between the highway bars themselves, or stunt bars, and the forward controls. So, like, with that space there, I mean, you're not causing any clearance issues really. A little hard to show on video, but let's see if I can get a better angle. Yeah, right there. You can kind of see it, but definitely there's plenty of clearance between the highway bars and this guy. There's probably a good close to 1/4 inch. But yeah, if you want highway bars and you also want forward controls, the Thunder House Moto highway bars are probably, or stunt bars are probably the way to go, because you've got, with all the other bars we've seen, aside from the Puig bars, aside from those, which are not really highway bars in this sense, they're more of a, what do we call those, like a engine guard, you know, so they're like rounded engine guards. So the Puig engine guards, those are more, you know, those will fit for sure, and you have plenty of clearance. But with these, with the highway bars, there really aren't any on the market that give you enough clearance for your toe and are a straight bar like this. This is the only one that I've seen. The Dean Speed does fit, but there's still, I mean, your foot is probably, like, if your foot is more than that far over the shifter or the brake, you'll hit the highway bar. So that's what I noticed on the Dean Speed ones. But these, there's plenty of clearance.